everybody. This is Hysteria here, or Adam, for those of you who actually know me. I'm here to do my first ever, I guess, live video demo review. I've always wanted to do these, and I never really, got around to doing them. I do demo reviews, so this will be our first actual, video me recording of, what I'm saying. I've already watched this, so this is not just going to be, oh, hey, I don't really know what's going on. But, yeah, I've already kind of got some pre-prepared stuff, so it should be good for that. Like I said, normally I've got notes on the side. I send people notes, I send people demo reviews, I send people these. Sometimes I send people these, not a lot of people. Most people like to just read what I'm, typing out, and they can really understand what I'm doing. They can follow up with me after I'm, sending them the text, and I go over them with that, live. But I'm doing this for, I guess, KFKicks, assuming that's how his name is, and that's how it's spelled. That's this gentleman right here. The first thing that we're going to go over, he was telling me on, I think it was YouTube, that he, I think, is stuck in silver, and he wants to get out, and he wants me to go over some very basic things that silver players need to understand. So that, I guess, will be the title of this video, how to get out of silver. Okay? First off, the first thing that gets on my nerves, and first thing that I can teach you guys about pistol round as a silver player, is really what you buy. There's a nice little video that dictates what your pistol round buy. You've only got $800 to work with, what am I buying? You know, there's a nice little video that I'm going to link probably right here above all these names, these yellow names, that just basically tells you what your pistol round buy tells about you as a player. Now, as we're watching this, I'm going to try not to spend too much time on this one thing. I see that this gentleman has bought a P250. Now, what that tells me, as an experienced Counter-Strike player, tells me this gentleman, this player, is not very confident in his ability to kill people. Now, from the other's perspective, I can see the reasoning behind buying this P250. It eats armor. It does do that. It eats armor. But this is silver, so we need to take into consideration. A lot of this stuff is stuff that you need to take into consideration. We're not fighting pros here. This is silver, so it kind of makes sense that he's buying a P250. But a lot of things that people take for granted is buying armor. And I know that everybody's going to tell you to buy armor on round one. The best thing that you can possibly buy if you don't know what to buy, if you're like, oh, I'm unsure of what to buy on round one, just default should always just be armor, because of the tagging update, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later. I think I've got that's another section of it in my notes somewhere. The tagging update was taken for granted whenever it happened almost a year ago, I think, and it really wasn't that explained. It was like, oh fuck, they screwed up the tagging or whatever, you know. But tagging is such a huge thing, especially on pistol round and eco rounds and things like that. So if you're going to be buying a P250, or you're going to be buying a pistol of some sort, you should have armor to go with. You should always have armor to go with, because what that does is that stops from messing up your aim, because that's I mean, you can't kill anything if you can't aim correctly. I mean, that's already a problem in itself in silver, right? So you need to have armor, because that also instead of from being aim punched, because that's what it's called, being aim punched. If you're getting shot where you stop moving and your aim goes all weird and you're just all jerky, and you can feel it and you can see it, armor stops that from happening. That's the one thing that people take for granted. Counter-Strike's hit detection is crap, as is, especially on matchmaking. I can't even imagine that this is a 32-tick demo. This is bad. So, like I said, armor is literally your best friend. If you don't know what to buy armor. That's why I always stress on eco rounds. There's, I guess, just a quick story. I, two-tapped a guy earlier today because I literally bought nothing but armor. And he goes, whoa, what the fuck, man? Why didn't you die? It was because I bought armor, and I just took your bullets, and you suck. So, anyway, so we're going to go on to this. We're going to, I guess, watch this round. Try and watch this round. Speed it up a little bit, not super fast.
Let's go.
Not super slow either. Fuck. Okay. So what we've got here, as I pause the video again one more time, we've got them stacking B. Now, this is matchmaking. This isn't a pre-prepared team. This isn't people who have trained for this. So I'm going to kind of let this one slide, but not really. You should never stack a sight, any sight, on pistol round. Like, never. Never, 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 never. And I hope to God you don't see that in the pros. I mean, you might. I don't normally pay attention to a lot of the professional stuff, but I hope to God they're not doing that, because that is teaching you guys bad habits, okay? You should not be stacking a sight. 2 people at any given moment, any given time, USP and all, should be able to hold B sight. 2 people should be able to hold A sight, and 1 person should be able to hold mid. Always. That is always the case, and that is always how it should be. Now we're going to watch as this plays out. And these people don't normally do this. Now I watched this guy, and this is just something for him personally. I watched him. He did all these weird jumps, like he was jumping on that box, like he was trying to get to these weird, like hidey spots, these sneaky spots that he could like get a cheeky kill from. You really don't need to do that. It's kind of, it's kind of, I guess, skewed in yeah, he lit that guy for 7 HP, and like I said, this guy just really, like, I mean, like I said, I advise against that. Armor may have saved him, may not have saved him. His aim's kind of bad. It's 64 hit detection, blah, blah, blah. I think I'm going to say, my armor, we're going to go ahead and go to the next round. So they lost that because the main thing what it was is they were stacking B side for no reason. No reason. It's dust 2. They can go anywhere. It's dust 2. Okay? Just going to keep going.
This is what other info. I'm going flashback.
Okay, so here we go on the next thing I've got right here. We've got crosshair placement. Now I understand he's hiding behind the thing. This is the thing that I was literally just talking about. Let me slow this down. Sorry, I'm going to pause it really quick. Crosshair placement. If we go back, which I'm not going to save time, we notice he was staring at that little pillar. This little pillar, if you can see my mouse. He was staring at this pillar right here in the wall, right there. You see that pillar? He was staring right there. Now, I understand that he was hiding behind a wall and he's trying to keep from being seen, but you literally want that crosshair closer to the pillar, like the actual pillar on the right side that he's hiding behind, because you are focused on getting the kill in front of you. You need to make sure you keep your crosshair up and keep it in areas that the enemy will be coming from. You don't want it, common misconception is that you want to try and spread it out or do something like that. You always want to be looking at somewhere the enemy is coming from. Now, this can get you killed, but with time and learning, it will not get you killed, and it will get you more kills as a player. You'll be a higher fragger. So, we know they're probably coming from tunnel, which we can see on our map. I've got 3 guys here. He can hear them. Okay, we know that. They're probably coming from tunnel. This guy's a stray guy, and he did notice him, which is good. He's not going to get the kill, as we see right here. Right, but he needs to work on his crosshair placement. That is one of the most crucial things that I can try and teach a silver player is their crosshair placement, because that'll help. That'll help you get more kills because you don't have to like whip your crosshair around. Like that's something that I see a lot. Like you're not trying to do that. You don't want to do that. Whenever that happens, it's crazy and it's great, but it's not really what we're looking for. You should already have your crosshair on the right side, or in that case, at window, but he had really no way of knowing he was there. But that was one of the things that really, like, got on my nerves. You always wanted that headshot level, and you always wanted somewhere the enemy is going to be coming from. Okay, he saved an AK, that's good. I always try and give people good stuff. It's good to save an AK. Now he's going to be saving money. He bought armor, head armor. That smoke can be thrown from right there, and then I'll fix that. I'll go over that later in the video, probably. As we slow this down, work on your nades. Indecisiveness. Lots of indecisiveness. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I'm doing. And you're going to die because you don't know what you're doing. So, there's really not a whole lot there. You just died because you like bad timing, so it's fine. I'm going to keep playing. He does something really, really, first of all, he gets angry here as I attempt to, like, edit the video and zoom down on the text. That way. He says, I'm not going to even tell you. You can read it, okay? So, he's getting angry, he's getting tilted. We're gonna keep going. He says this. I've won 1 out of my 8 games today, not including this one, okay? So, winning 1 out of 8 games is a bad deal. I basically had a rule book whenever I was playing matchmaking and I was trying to level up, because it's based on an elo system, blah blah blah. He probably really screwed his elo, and I'm assuming this is one day. I bet it was a Saturday when there's lots of people on. Whenever you're playing Counter-Strike and whenever you're playing, you need to always consider who's online, what time it is, and like how your games have done. The elo system works like if you're playing at a certain time, it like keeps putting you with the same people because it says, oh hey, we've already played together, let's play again, you know. So Counter-Strike's elo system is really weird with this. I had a system where if I would lose 2 matches, it used to get, like, originally it was 2 in a row because I really didn't care about it. But then later it got to the point, if I lost 2, period. That's what I use now. If I lose 2, as soon as I lose 2, I'm done. Okay? Now that's, okay, I logged in, I lost my 2 matches, I'm out. You know, those days suck. And I agree with that. But you really only should be playing, like, I mean, if you keep losing matches, if you just lose back to back to back, you gotta stop. You need to take a step back, reevaluate yourself, go practice, hit the aim map. I would really, like I said, I would advise, like, 1 out of 8 matches, that's not a good probability. That's screwing up your rank, that's screwing up your elo. Take a step back, go do something else. Have a backup game. I play Quake. I play Quake whenever I'm bored, and that, like, helps with my aim and stuff, and, like, it's just, it's like a fun game. You go do something else. Don't get super stressed out about playing Counter-Strike. It is something that you shouldn't take for granted, and like I said, 1 out of 8 matches, that's not good. You take a break. Come back later. If you're playing with throwers or something like that, take a minute and let them get into a match. You don't have to worry about getting them on your team again. That's for later on, whenever you're playing. We're going to keep going. Like I said, he's won 1 out of 8 matches. That's not good. He's been playing too much Counter-Strike, so he's probably already tilted and doesn't really know what's going on. Now, something that really kind of gets on my nerves, and something he probably should know about, is he knows his team. He knows that they are long. We can see here on the minimap, we know they're long. He knows. Now, I understand this is a pistol round or whatever. I don't even know. He had plenty of money to buy. It's kind of miscoordinated. He's got a pistol. He's trying to hold A site. Now, how are we going to hold A site from CT spawn from this area right here? This is very dangerous. He got a kill. He's going down. He should be holding the site from actually up there behind the boxes. Now, that's kind of obvious, but there's a reason people hold that. Because it's easier to hold. It's easier angles for the counter-terrorists to hold. So, like I said, you want to do that. I think he was trying to watch Cat. You're not going to kill anybody on Cat from that box, especially not from jumping, because the pistols are so screwed right now, I think. So, like I said, just keep... stay on site. Like, common positions aren't that bad, especially in silver. Like, if you can aim or whatever, it's really fine.
The world is ours. We will defeat the mercenaries.
Okay, the next thing on this round, I kind of talked about this on round 1.
Laying down smoke.
If we notice, there's nobody watching mid. We got nobody watching mid. As I pause the video again. Sorry. We got nobody watching mid. He bought an op. He did buy armor. Okay, that's not this round. But we've got 3 people on A. We've got 2 people on B. There's nobody watching mid. There's nobody watching the cat push. Okay? So, as a player, and just a quick rule of, like, fundamentals, you want to kind of spread out your defensive. People always, like any kind of pug, they always tend to just shift positions without really calling it out. Sometimes they do, but most of the time they don't. The guy just decides out of the blue, I'm going to buy a FAMAS or a whatever, and I'm going to run down long A, and I'm going to help my guy hold it because he's incompetent, doesn't know how to hold it for some reason. Like, they just decide to change spots. Now, this is going to happen a lot. I'm sure people have noticed this. Try your best to keep the defenses spread out. Now, if it's like a certain map, like say Mirage or something, it is alright to stay out of the mid-jungle area and watch from cat and connector. Like, that's different. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about make sure that you are aware of what's going on. Right now, these guys don't know what's going on in mid. Now, thankfully, if I remember correctly, nothing is actually going on in mid this round, but it is very, very crucial to have your players spread out enough to where you know where the enemy is at. If he was in mid, he would have known that I think they rushed mid from B because they knew nobody was there. And but anyway, like I said, keep it spread out, keep it clean. You should take it upon yourself as a player to keep the defenses spread out. If somebody's taking your spot on A, just tough it out and go to B or go to mid or something, and then ask him, say, hey man, like, you're in my spot, I've been playing it since whatever. So, round 7. His favorite gun, the MP7. So, other games have taught us to reload as soon as possible. Call of Duty, top. Something here that he's going to do is going to make me laugh. It's something that should always be considered. Look at this amazing crosshair placement. Look at this. Looking at the floor. Looking at the plants. Kills that guy. Okay, he's gone. Hold on. So, okay. So he's gone. We know. We all know he's still there. What does he do? He reloads. Why are you reloading? The tactical reload. Don't ever... No. You don't do that. I don't care how much ammo you have in the gun. My roommate Connor does this all the time. He used to. He used to buy a P90 with 50 bullets in the magazine, and then he'd reload after shooting like 5 of them. You don't need to do that. Counter-Strike is one of those games where you have to literally make every bullet count. So, this guy should have killed him. He should have died. He should have been dead. He should not have been able to pull off this reload and get away with running like that. He should have been shot to death. So, don't reload in front of somebody. Use your common sense. Pretty good shot work right here from him. He's doing right, and he will go on, if I remember correctly, to finish this round with nothing but cringe and making me want to cry the whole way. We're going to get here. You see somebody peeking with a flashbang. No, peeking with a flashbang, and get a kill. Cool. Alright, so. Little things, guys. Little things. So keep on going. I think somebody buys an auto sniper around here soon. Yeah, oh, cool. Here it is. Auto sniper. Now, I'm just going to tell you guys what everybody in Europe already knows, and everybody from other areas know, and North America is kind of getting there. The auto sniper is just a gun in the game. As you go up in skill level, you will realize that all it really takes to kill an auto sniper is a bullet to the head or an op, because the auto sniper takes 2 shots, the op kills in 1, and the AK can also kill in 1. So, these people get super tilted right here. They go, oh my god, he bought an auto, blah, 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 blah. He's so bad, and it's so overpowered, and it shouldn't be in the game. So, just... It's really fine. It's just a gun. I'm almost positive he dies here. Keep going. Yeah, okay. So I keep dying, blah, blah, blah. Now what is he gonna do? He's gonna retaliate. He's gonna buy another auto sniper. Now this is matchmaking. I understand this happens. I understand that you feel you need to retaliate. We got 2 auto snipers. So, it does happen. It's a gun. It really doesn't matter. Sometimes you get these people who don't really understand, like, how to play the game, and that's something I'm going to probably go over in another video, the meta of Counter-Strike, like, how to play the game correctly, how it should be played, this is normally never really, like, actually followed. It's kind of an unspoken, like, this is the meta of the game, right? So, but yeah, so we're going to retaliate. As Sander Plays says, it is just a game. It is just a game. We need to remember to not get tilted over the auto sniper and or the op, and just realize it is a gun in the game, and that you need to chill out and not retaliate to it. So, if you do have somebody who is being douchey towards you, this is just common rule of thumb. On your team or enemy team, if somebody's being mean, mute them. You don't need to listen to them. that's just gonna mess you up. I'm pretty sure this guy was super tilted after 8 rounds of playing this crap and losing every time to people who just aren't playing very well. So, like I said, just mute people. You don't like, even on your team, it really doesn't matter. You don't need to listen to them. If they're not making call-outs and they're not shutting up and they're just talking smack the whole time, just mute them. You don't need them. You've got a mini-map. If they see somebody, mini-map will tell you. Pay attention. There's a special command that raises the mini-map so you can see from A to B. Look it up. I'm not going to link it because y'all are smart. Y'all can Google it. It's a special command that'll raise the mini-map, or I guess shrink it, so that you can actually see what's going on. So, we're going to keep on going. I think it's... Oh, it's this round. Okay, cool. So we're going to get here. One of the biggest things that gets on my nerves, which we're going to go over here. This is a game sense thing, okay? Take notes, Silvers. This is a game sense thing. The biggest thing that eats me up for anybody who plays this game. Okay, alright. First things first. So lots of little quick things that you have to try and, like, assess in your mind while you're playing this game. Lots of quick judgment calls, okay? We know there are 2 guys left. I know there are 2 guys left, alright? Now, I thought there was only one earlier whenever I was watching this, and I was like, this is kind of weird, because I couldn't see him. I saw the bomb, and I saw the bomb, and I was like, oh, hey, wait a minute. So, I know, because I just watched my teammate die, and I can look at the kill feed, okay, common sense, there's still somebody on site. Whoa, you know, that's crazy. Now, if we look at my mini-map right here, I can see, oh, hey, there is still somebody on site. Whoa, that's insane. How did I figure that out? Kill feed, and you're going to hear him here in a minute, okay? So we're going to keep watching. We're going to slow this down just a little bit. Probably about half speed. Here, we hear him. I'm hearing steps. Speed it up just a little bit. So he knows he's over there. I think he saw him behind the box. Maybe not. He might have saw him cross. I don't remember. But we know he's here, okay? Second thing that's going to tell me that we know he's here. Another step. Now, step behind him. Now, you're probably thinking, how did you know he was behind him? You know, you're looking at the mini-map, you're cheating. No. Headphones. I know these headphones. He's from my left. What does that tell me? That tells me he's in lower tunnel. Now, that kind of like a call out. Game sense is 2 + 2 = 4. I hear a step to my left. He's down there. There's 2 guys left. One of them is in lower tunnel. That's 2 + 2 = 4. Okay, that is how game sense for the most part works. Like, just basic break it down. You know where they're both at. Okay, he knows where they're both at. He's just not going to be able to clutch this round and not going to be able to do this, but we're going to watch this, okay? So he knows there's one guy on site. He's not entirely sure, but he thinks he's there, and so I'm going to watch this. He also knows somebody's to his left. He's coming up tunnel, so he's kind of concerned that there's somebody there. So he hears this, right?
Blending.
Boom, there you go. This for sure tells him that there is somebody on site. Now, to plant the bomb, you have to be in the little red rectangle right here. So, where does that tell him he's at? Once again, it tells him he's to his right. Now, what does he do? He heard the step. He's freaking out. He goes, oh, crap. I know there's somebody probably coming through tunnel, and there should be somebody to the right. So he's going to do literally the worst thing he can possibly do. He's going to peek this guy that's immediately to his right, and he's not going to look at him. You know where he's at. You know it. It's so frustrating. You use your common sense. You heard him plant the bomb. He can't plant the bomb from car. He can't do that. He can't plant the bomb from lower tunnel. They don't plant the bomb in their spawn. They plant their bomb in the little tiny red square that says the bomb goes here with the little sight on it, you know? So, we know he's there. Just work on your sound. This comes with playing the game. This does. This comes with playing the game. It's so infuriating, because it's such an easy thing to get down. Whenever you actually understand it, you're going to be like, oh man, I understand it now. Like, why did I ever not, like, understand this? Sound and, like, map awareness are the most crucial things to playing Counter-Strike, okay? So, you can literally get away with a lot of crap. Literally get away with just gliding by on everything with sound knowledge and map awareness, okay? So, like, that is one of the things that you guys need to pick up on as soon as possible. I heard him to my right. He's there. One of the things that kind of like gets on my nerves. I wish there was an example of this on this video demo, but there's not. Earlier today, there was a guy in Palace on St. Mirage, and I hear an op shot go by. It whizzes right past my head, and I hear it go off, right? So I'm freaking out. I go, oh crap, there's an op. I don't need to peek, right? So I kind of like BS peek from the stairs, and I peek lower, and I shoot a guy from on top of Palace. Okay, I shoot a guy in Palace, right? And he's shooting an AK back at me, right? So I was just shot by an op. I killed somebody with an AK. There's still one more guy in Palace, right? So clearly, like I said, there's still one more guy in Palace. It's that 2 + 2 = 4, 1 + 2 = 3, blah, blah, blah. The easy math that we're doing, the Counter-Strike math. And you need to realize, like, little things like that. Sound is such a huge thing in this game. It's such a huge thing in Left 4 Dead as well, and that was literally, like, something that Counter-Strike, it's closely tied to Counter-Strike. It really is. But, like I said, I called it out. I said, hey, there's still an op in Palace, and sure enough, somebody peeks and, like, doesn't believe me. They don't believe me that there's still a guy in Palace, and he dies to an op. And I'm like, sure enough, told you. Not stupid. I know what I'm talking about, So, we're gonna keep going. Sorry, KFKicks, for the rage, the anger. You're giving me cancer here, buddy. But, we're gonna keep going. Okay. We're gonna go over this really quick as he continues to play. He bought an op, no armor, okay? Now, I'm sure that you've seen this. They're like, oh, he's glass cannoning, whatever. And the biggest thing that I was saying earlier, this is where I was talking about the whole armor thing, the whole tagging update. You can get away with a lot of stuff if you buy armor. Now, that was a kill, but he's dead. Like I said, he's dead immediately. He would have died immediately with armor too. And I'm not saying like armor is gonna save your life, but it will at certain times, because he's wasting money on a gun that he knows he can't afford, but he needs to buy armor. That's something that you need to know. You need to buy armor so that you do not get like aim punched. I mean, it's not really aim. I mean, I guess it is kind of technically because he's dying. Anyway, they still won. It's really fine. They forced up. I keep going. One of the things that is a downfall of being on CT side and T side and playing Counter-Strike as a pug, you need to try and coordinate your buys. Clearly, literally, this whole team can't afford to buy. They can't. They need to save. It is okay to save, okay? Like I said, this comes with learning the established meta of the game. It comes with learning that. You need to not force buy every round. I think they win this round. I don't remember for sure, but take time and take time and learn to coordinate your buys with your team. If your teammates, you do get off on the buy, like some guy buys an auto or something every other round, like this guy's got an auto sniper, and that auto sniper, equates to, 2 FAMASs. That's literally you a gun, and then it's your teammate a gun, or whatever, however you want to divide it up. There's so many other things that you can buy. You don't need to buy the most expensive thing that you can afford without armor or anything, and, go trying to kill people with it. So, we're going to keep going as I continue to go through this. There's really not a whole lot left here. He kind of got tilted and kind of just, lost it. They're going to lose this round. So, we're going to go over some crosshair placement stuff really, really quick here, as he does this, 4 rounds in a row, and that kind of leads to the end of the game. But he's going to run up Cat, and we're going to watch his crosshair placement.
Let's go.
Maybe he's not going to run up Cat. Maybe he is. Once again, he's buying a pistol. I guess it's kind of fine. Okay, so we're gonna pause. All right, we're gonna pause. Crosshair placement. I've gone over this before. I guess my video on it kind of sucked, but anyway. Crosshair placement. Don't look at the floor. Nobody's coming through the floor. Nobody's no clipping. It's not a party game. Okay. First of all, the first thing that he should be watching for is that corner right there. This corner. If my mouse will show up, my mouse will not show up right there. Right there. I don't know if you guys can see it right there. The door, through the mid door. Little crack in the door. That is where people hide out, or should be where they hide out. Like I said, Silver, people hide out everywhere. People do some crazy stuff in Silver. I have seen the craziest shit in Silver. So, that is where they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be right there at that door. That's the first thing you should be looking at. You should be going from that to this corner right here. He's going to round this corner, and he is going to he's kind of keeping it close, but like I said, he's not aiming at head level. He's not aiming high enough. You want to aim higher than the feet. The feet take, like, literally that's the worst thing you can possibly do. It kills your reaction time whenever you have to look at the floor and then look back up. Like, it'll get you killed, especially in matchmaking where the ticks are super crazy. Don't do that. You gotta look up. Okay, so we're gonna watch this. Gonna keep going.
Decoy.
Headshot. He got lucky. Lucky headshot. I guess we're gonna kind of speed through this. Good job. I hate to take 9. That's just a me thing. We're gonna keep going.
That's a negative.
No, we are gonna keep going. Don't tell me no.
Need support.
2 lucky headshots. Okay. Don't run and shoot. Don't do that. Okay, it's kind of like it takes skill to run and shoot, and it's not even really running and shooting, but like legit, that was just straight up like bullshit. So, I think this guy plays it all right, and he wins. Yeah, okay, cool. So that's really fun. Your teammate backed you up there. You kind of played that incorrectly just to kind of gloss over it. There's really not a whole lot I can tell you about that. You just didn't play it correctly. Your teammate didn't watch you shit, and then you kind of peeked them at a weird thing, and you ran and you shot, and you missed. And that's what happens when you run and shoot. You miss. So that was what that was. You take time and aim. Your aim is not super bad. Like I said, crosshair placement's kind of like all over the place. If you work on that, I'm pretty sure your aim will improve. Just to kind of just to kind of go over what you can improve on. Crosshair placement, that is a big thing. Just skip to the next round. Pretty sure I just watched this guy die. I am not silver. Yeah. Smurfs, whatever. Okay, so we're gonna back out of this. And we're gonna cut to me actually being on Dust 2 and going over some basic stuff that I'm gonna try and remember. Okay, so we're cutting back. Alright, I'm here. I don't have any of my mines set up, but we're gonna make do with what we've got. I literally don't have any of my mines set up. Wow. Cool. Anyway, first off, holding a site, this is literally one of the best places to hold a site. This gives you not a super exposed thing. If they do hit you, they're going to hit you in the head, and you're probably going to die, so that's why you want to kind of sidestep and whatnot. So, but, just to try and go over this really quick, in under a minute before my timer runs out, you want to hold it from here, you can peek from here, you can peek from here, you can also hold from here. Like I said, you want to hold on site. The whole thing about playing Counter-Strike is keeping the enemy team from planting the bomb. It's all about the bomb. That's something you need to remember while you're playing the game. It's not Call of Duty. It's not about the kills. Nobody gives a fuck about the amount of kills you get. I've got 40 kills. Why aren't you getting... But nobody cares. I don't care. So, make sure that you are focused on the bomb. I would rather have a guy with 1 kill who murdered the guy trying to plant the bomb and clutched around than the guy who literally is like one-tapping people and not doing anything with the bomb and not being a team player, okay? You do not want that, okay? So that is what we are trying to do. We are trying to keep people from planting the bomb. That's what we want. To throw the smoke that this KFKicks, I think it was his name, throw that smoke that he is wanting. There's a little like break in the texture. It's kind of hard to see. I'm kind of used to textures and stuff. There's kind of a little break in the texture right there, as we can see that. You're gonna run throw.
Smoke.
Ta-da! Look at that shit. That's perfect. So, that's what we're doing. You can throw that smoke from there, and you can look at that. I will have a smoke tutorial on that probably soon. I hate Dust 2, but I have learned a few smokes that I have taught myself, like that one, that you just run and throw. So, like I said, we're gonna do that. So, like I said, I think I covered everything that needs to be happening right here. The best thing that I can tell this gentleman, KFKicks, to try and get out of silver, just for my basic wrap-up of everything that's going on, we are going to, I would recommend, like I said, working on crosshair placement. Your aim is already kind of there. It's kind of like the reflex aim I'm assuming he is doing. This could be completely wrong. I'm assuming he's doing the reflex maps. Those do help, and those do, like I said, you saw it. You saw it there. You saw it happen. Work on your crosshair placement. You don't want to look at the floor. You want to look up, and that'll help with your reflex. It's just like pop, you're dead. Pop, you're dead. You know. So work on that. We're also going to want to work on just basic like meta of the game stuff, more map awareness. That is what something that you should kind of work on, and gun control. Make sure that we are not running and gunning and not doing that. That's always a bad deal. Like shift walk. I'd rather you shift walk. Anything that you can do like that to make your shot more accurate on these crappy servers is very good. So try and work on your more accurate shots and not running all over the place. Like I said, crosshair placement is the big issue that I saw, and that is, I guess that's what I'm going to leave him with. Crosshair placement. Work on that. Work on keeping it up, and work on your, I guess, gun control, okay? Working on understanding how the mechanics of the game work, okay? It's something that people take for granted, okay? So, without that, I'm going to leave you guys, and I will see y'all in the next video.
Counter-terrorists win.